with late game execution.
No, ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You know what? I'm making this video to make a point for these little stands out here. So, I made a community post not too long ago about this. And the reason why I made that community post, I was listening to Two Raw's list of, what was it, a top 5 playoff performances. And one of them he listed was Jordan's flu game. And I thought to myself, how is LeBron considered to be the GOAT? When Jordan went out there in 97 in the NBA Finals, series tied 2-2. Throwing up, fatigue, probably has the shakes, the chills, just everything. The worst symptoms you possibly can play basketball in. Right? Now, there's speculation on what it was. Somebody say it was bad food. Somebody say it was a combination of bad food and drinking. Sorry. Try to sound like the Three Stooges on that one. But regardless of what it was and how it happened, he still went out there and played and put 38 on the heads of the Utah Jazz. You seen the clips. You watched The Last Dance. I seen the clips. I don't know how he did it. Now, I have played sick before, basketball. Don't ask me why I did it, but I have done it. And let me tell you, something I never want to do ever again. But actually, the funny thing about it is I actually feel better after that. Like, all the senses clear. It was weird. But anyways, I don't know how he did it. I just don't know how he did that. That takes a lot of guts, a lot of willpower, like superhuman willpower to get on that court. And you probably at 2%, and you still rack up 38 points in a high caliber game such as the NBA Finals. Now I ask, and this is another notch, has LeBron ever had a flu game himself? I don't like you guys' comments in the community tab. They're very funny. No, he has never had a flu game of any sorts. Nothing like that. Never did and never will. This fool can play. Talk about, I'm going to play 82 games this season. Ha, 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 ha. And here we are. He already missed 2 games this season because he was tired. That's why. He was tired. And, of course, now the excuse of Lee Foot is happening again. That, too. Just another notch towards Jordan in the book of him being the GOAT. Shoot. (2011) NBA Finals. I'm going here with this one. 2011 NBA Finals. The reason why I'm going with this one, because I do recall, I forgot what game it was exactly, but I do remember in the 2011 NBA Finals between the Miami Heat and Dallas Mavericks, it might have been game 4, game 3, 5. But Dirk Nowitzki, before that game, he had a cold-like, flu-like symptoms. And then we get the childish acts of Dwayne Wade and LeBron James mocking Dirk Nowitzki. And you know what Dirk Nowitzki went out there and did? Oh, he let them have it. He let the Miami Heat have it. Now, let me see something right quick. I'm trying to figure out which game did he have the code in. Hold on right quick. Not to compare Dirk Nowitzki to Jordan, but it was game 4. And I guess in Dallas Mavericks lore, they call it the fever game. Can't call it the flu game. They call it the fever game. Um, the series, they say, was a highlight of 2010. Read down this article. With Dallas surprisingly beating the LeBron James led Miami Heat to win its first title. But that upset unhinged a gutsy performance by Nowitzki in the 86-83 Mavericks win in Game 4 in the best of 7 series, one in which he scored, Dirk of course, scored the game-winning layup while battling a fever on 101 degrees Fahrenheit. The victory, now known as the fever game, helped establish Nowitzki as not the only best European-born basketball player ever, but also one of the greatest NBA players of all time. I think he may be surpassed by both Jokic and Giannis pretty soon. Maybe even Luka, the way this is going, the way they score these days. Well, maybe not Luka. Luka got to win first. Nowitzki only other finals appearance came in 2006. Yeah. We already know about that. In 2011, Nowitzki, then 32, got a second chance to beat the Heat in the finals, but this Miami team was more formidable than the one 5 years before. Nicknamed the Heatles, Miami was fresh out of recruiting marquee. Yeah. We already know about that. This is what Dirk was quoted by saying. The night before, I went home and started shivering a little bit. I thought, I just probably need to go to bed and I'll be great tomorrow. But it didn't happen that way, Nowitzki revealed on the 2011 NBA Champions Dallas Mavericks DVD. In my head, I was thinking, shoot, this might be the biggest game of my life, and here I am sweating and shivering and frustrated. And they talk about Michael Jordan's flu game. Michael Jordan had a 103-degree fever and dropped 38 on the Jazz. Now, they say in this article, Nowitzki's game was not nearly as dominant, though he put in the best effort early in the game. Most of his shots were wide of the mark. Through the first 3 quarters, he scored just 11 points from 13 attempts. Had a couple of good looks today, but really had no lift. Despite his illness, Dallas was still running most of his offensive possessions through him, but his exhaustion was obvious throughout the game. He spent most of the time on the bench with his head covered with a towel. But with the team down 9 points with 10 minutes and 11 seconds to play, Dirk summoned whatever energy he had left and scored 10 points more than the Heat. LeBron James had the entire game. This was the game. This was the freaking 8 game. I don't know why I get those 2 games. I mean, get that mixed up sometimes. I thought I was. Anyways, with 30 seconds left to go, less than 30 seconds left to go, Mavericks possessing a narrow 81-80 lead. Nowitzki's moment arrived with his back towards Adonis Haslam. Nowitzki patiently glanced at the clock at the other end of the court. He then darted towards the basketball and finished the layup, giving Dallas a crucial 3-point lead. He said, Dirk quoted, "I was under the weather a little bit, but this is the finals," Nowitzki said after the game. Unable to hold back a few sniffles and coughs, you're going to leave it out there. The lead will hold until the final buzzer 86-83 win for Dallas that tied the series at 2 games apiece. Rick Carlisle was quoted saying he wants the ball, he wants the responsibility of winning and losing the game. He did everything he possibly could do. One of the greatest ever. And as we all know, Dallas Mavericks will end up winning the series. Actually, that was the game-tying series right there with the fever game he had. So, that's something that LeBron will never do. Never a flu game, never a fever game in the NBA Finals. Both performances gutsy. One probably gutsier than the other. Probably had to say Jordan's. But both of them probably are at high stakes because if Dirk lost this one, they'll be behind 3-1, I think. And they was down by 10. And he sucked it up. And went out there and beat the Miami Heat. Just like Jordan went out there with all the willpower he had left and went out there and scored 30 on the Jazz's head. See, this is why supposedly lesser players like Dirk, according to the stands, are more impressive. This run that the Dallas Mavericks did, no one thought they would win it all that year, except for probably Mavericks fans themselves. And Dirk did it with, I would say, players over their peak, role players, with him being the only superstar all-star that year. This is why I would put Dirk even before LeBron James. And this is why LeBron will never be the GOAT. And I'm being petty about this, but I don't care. Because I don't think LeBron has the willpower of a Dirk. And especially don't have a willpower to a Jordan. I rest my case.